I come from Orthodox background. My grandmother was always going to the church. As a child, I used to go with her. I was very impressed by the icons, especially Serbian, Greek, and Russian Orthodox icons. Then I heard all the stories about icons making miracles and creating an inner light. In the icons, it is all about the internal journey of enlightenment. In a state of pure consciousness, you produce light and project it to the outside world. The light comes from inside. Abramovic Method. Abramovic Method was, took me about 40 years of my career to actually come to the idea that I, by now, have to think about my legacy, have to think what I'm going to leave behind me. You know, when you're 65 years old, you really start thinking about dying, and you start thinking what is like a last period of your life. And, it can be 5 years, can be 10, can be 20, I don't know. But I still think that this is the moment of legacy. So Abramovic Method is a really synthesis of all my knowledge in performance. And I came to the conclusion that one thing that is really transformative performance is time. Time is one thing, and the second, direct experience. And I understand that the public, till now, always when you look performance, is a kind of voyeur. They come, they look, they're always outside, but they're never inside. And in this Abramovic Method, I actually reverse the whole situation. So we have a certain amount of public who are experimenting and interacting with these objects behind me, and the other normal public is looking at the other public performing. So it's a kind of funny kind of idea of observer become observed, and can change position, and observed can become observer. So, and then, I have two different levels of observing. One is the public just can come and look at the other public performing, but we also have telescopes. We have 12 telescopes that actually, that not only that you have like a macro total image, but you have also micro image. So you can see the person in his eyes, you can see the color of the skin. So you can really go inside his own structure to see on different levels what the experience is going to be. This movie was really there to focus on preparation, 1 year of preparation for this performance, to really understand for large public that the performance is a serious thing, that it's not just a kind of hocus pocus little entertainment, but really takes everything from you, every atom of your being to do this kind of effort. And a part of this is also a little bit of the elements from my different parts of my life and my own private life, also the some flashbacks of performances I've been doing. But we made 700 hours and we only use 90 minutes. So I think we have at least material for another 6 movies. But we just hardly even had the money to finish this one, so we have to wait for that. I'm not looking for reaction that people think that I'm crazy. I wanted to people take me very serious. And actually an artist is present that took me very serious. Otherwise you could not understand why I had 850,000 visitors in the MoMA as the only living artist to have such a number. Why I have 1,750 people sitting enormous amount of time waiting for hours. So it's not crazy, there is something there. And to make even these things more interesting, I now work with scientists, and I put these EEG caps that you actually can study your brain waves in the moment of serving another person. And you can visualize 2 brains, what is happening. And now we are analyzing data, is American and Russian scientists doing it. So to really understand that actually that kind of exchange of energy, which is invisible and immaterial for our eyes, actually have an enormous amount of information. And something is happening on the scientific level, not just artistic. So I will pretty much soon prove that I'm not crazy at all. I I think that the most important thing for any human being to understand who you are and why you're on this planet. What is your purpose? The entire purpose is to be mother and to create children and reproduce. And another person needs to be architect, and another person needs to be baker and make the bread, and another one gardener. I mean, every single human being has his own quality. The most important is to find your own center in your life and to understand who you are and not spend energy on doubting. Our biggest problem, especially with young people, is doubt. You know, they have so much things to consume, and you like this and then you don't like that, and you try this, you try that, and you lose enormous amount of energy with actually losing yourself and you're losing the perspective who you are. The moment you find who you are and you know your purpose, then this is it. And I was very lucky that in very early, you know, in my age, I understood that my purpose to be an artist. And then which artist, I have to find out what is my best tool, because some people are great painters, but I understood that my tool is performance, and that's all I can do. My body is my tool for work, so, and that's what, you know, that just is a tool I'm working with. But you know, to talk about, I mean, to tell people what they can do with their body, you know, it's just like, you know, I'm not kind of Dr. Abramovic to tell them now you have to do this or that. Only thing what I can do is to tell them that the most important is to look deep inside yourself, to find the center, your own center. You see, Abramovic Method, the exhibition which I'm doing here, which actually is interactive and public have to interact with objects, is one of the ways of getting in the center with yourself, because they're minerals, and you have to when you enter to do this, you have to take your watch away, you have to take your mobile, your computer, you dress the white coat, you put the headphones who completely block the sound, and then you sit on one of these chairs behind me for as long, it's a certain amount of time. And in that process of sitting, you start really connecting to yourself. And what you have to do is to listen to your intuition. But you have to really listen to intuition. Performance is time-based art, is living up form of art, and the most important is immaterial. And because it's immaterial, that's the whole thing which really gives the future to performance. Because I think the web, the old new technology, is virtual, and performance is the same, you know. So I think that for me, the future of the art is actually art without objects, is immaterial form of art. And this is music and performance. The internet is definitely having huge function. I just had a very funny story. There is the guy who is a science fiction writer in America, Kim Stanley Robinson, who wrote the book, came out, called 2312. And I'm one of the characters in the book named Abramovic. And I say, what I'm doing? Oh, you say you're making the performances on the asteroid in the Mercury in non-gravitational space. So, and I say, why me? He said, but your future, because it's so immaterial. So let's talk about asteroids.